What is up, you sexy viewers? You know who I am. If you don't know who I am, if this is possibly the first video you're ever watching, my name is Fantalk. I am studying psychology. This channel is basically an educational channel regarding video games, and video games is my passion. So I've been doing this series, the psychology of fighting games, for a long time. Been writing about it, been blogging, vlogging. Vlogging, I've been blogging about it, but then I'm turning these blogs, these presentations, into videos. But this is kind of quite different from what I normally do. This is going to be the philosophy of fighting games, the long after veteran. So in one of my Injustice videos, I explained how much I missed Injustice, and I've been a fan and I'm not a fan, and it's a love-hate relationship I have with the Injustice series. I love it, but I don't like the characters that I have to fight against. But after playing so much of Mortal Kombat 11, I really missed Injustice 2. I went back to Injustice 2, and it got me thinking that maybe there are some powerful players that are still playing. And I've come across these powerful players, and this notion that powerful players exist has happened in a lot of other fighting games. And with that being said, what do these games have in common is that previous titles for future titles still have veterans or hardcore pro players. I mean, I'm still playing King of Fighters 14, I'm still playing Ultra Street Fighter 4, I'm playing Injustice 2 now. And so there's a lot of reasons why a player like you or me will not make the switch to a newer title. Don't like the new game. That's a very, very simple. I've seen a lot of people not interested in Mortal Kombat 11 for various reasons. Character is not in the new game, and I did a parenthesis. As you can see, me and Elena, I am a Elena loyalist. I cannot play any other character in Street Fighter. I cannot make the switch to Street Fighter 5. If they want make Elena DLC, I will buy. Is it $60 still? It has to be $30. I've seen the game go on sale like for $20 or like even $15 sometimes, but I will pay full price just to get a DLC character. But I'm not playing Street Fighter 5 because Elena is not in Street Fighter. So I'll wait for a DLC, or I'll wait until she does return. But until then, I'm still playing Street Fighter 4. Game mechanic is unsettling, so essentially this is going to be a new mechanic. I've seen this in other titles, but the best title would obviously be Mortal Kombat 11 versus Mortal Kombat 10. Is that the breakaway in Mortal Kombat 11 is very risky, whereas in Mortal Kombat 10, all it takes is two bars and you reset the neutral, where in Mortal Kombat 11, if you want to break away, you use two of your defenses. The defensive meters could be used for something else, for a wake up, but you completely get rid of it for possible a mix or something that could go wrong in your position. The fourth bullet point that I have: sometimes money problems. Financially, some people just can't afford a new game. Statistically, if I find this study, I will definitely make a link in the description box or in the comment section if you are curious, because I did read a study that, or it could be a podcast, I'm not too sure, but statistically, there we go, statistically, the average gamer can afford only one game. So money is a huge problem for the average gamer. But if that applies to you, then that applies to you. If that doesn't, well, let's move on. Afraid of change. This is a lot that I see, especially when it came to Injustice 1 and Injustice 2. When there's a lot of people who said, "No, let's stay with Injustice 1." But more people just said, "F it, let's play Injustice 2." No desire to relearn the fundamentals and game. And when I say game, I'm talking about other characters. Let's say there's 40 characters. For example, Injustice 2, not Injustice 2, King of Fighters. I think there's like 40 characters or maybe 60 characters. There's 60 characters, right? Or 40. Doesn't really matter. You get the point. And you know all the frame data, you know all the matchup data, you know everything about that game. And you have no desire to relearn everything in King of Fighters 15, King of Fighters 16, you know? No desire at all. This is another very simple bullet, another simple point. No one, or the fighting game player, just have no desire to switch. Which leads me to my next bullet point. Current meta for the old game is fun. And then there's also another point. Meta for the new game equals broken or not fun. So let's talk about the meta. Current meta for old game is fun. Basically, this is essentially what this means. Is that because a lot of the players are leaving for a new game, the meta is being switched up. Or there is no meta. There is no longer meta. And so that's why when it comes to the old game, it is extremely fun. I cannot tell you how many times I've come across the most unique matchups, the most matchups that I've never had in Street Fighter 4. And I've been playing Elena for a long time, right? And when I came across characters that I never fought when the game was at its peak, when the game was alive, it was refreshing and it was fun. And I'm not playing Street Fighter now simply because I got bored of it. I just want to wait for Elena in a newer generation, in a newer title. Passion is not dead yet. So my love for Mortal Kombat X is gone. It is done. My passion for One Piece Burning Blood, it is done. My passion for Jump Force, it is done. My passion for King of Fighters, it is done. My passion is dead. But for a lot of fighting game players, the long hard veterans, their passion isn't dead yet. So passion is a key factor. The feeling that it's their game. This is something that I completely understand. For a long time, I believed that One Piece Burning Blood was my game. I was ranked 98. I was ranked #1 with Koala. And let me tell you something. Fighting foreign players in a foreign game is unbelievable. It is extremely difficult, not just in an anime fighting game, but almost in any fighting game. Foreign players are extremely difficult to fight. I don't know what it is, but they're powerful. Hopefully I'll look into this, obviously, because I'm very interested. But for a long time, when it came to that game, One Piece Burning Blood, I just felt that it's my game. Being ranked #1 for Koala, being ranked #1 for Doflamingo. You know, these are specific characters, specific character leaderboards. I love that. This is something Mortal Kombat 11 should have. But with that being said, a lot of other fighting game players have that same feeling with their game. You know, you can ask a King of Fighters 14 player, hey, why aren't you playing King of Fighters 17? And, you know, he's just going to say, that game is not for me. This is my game. This is where I stand in the field of King of Fighters. And so, when you stay behind an old fighting game, it is a fact. I've experienced this with King of Fighters 14, Street Fighter 4, and I'm not a pro player in both of these. I mean, I'm not a pro player in general. I'm a competitive player. But if you stay behind, it is only where the strong remain, a battlefield with only the powerful. And so there are actual benefits to playing old fighting games, whether you're a newbie or you're a veteran. So, #1, you are playing at an extreme high level and it is constant. When you play a new title, you're going to be playing players who suck and you're going to be playing pro players. And there's that little imbalance of playing people who are bad and who are good. And some say and truly believe that that style of training is perfect. I disagree with that. I just think playing at an extreme high level, or let me backtrack here. First, you need to get an extreme high level. But if you play horrible players, you're never going to get better. That is a given fact, and various pro players have stated that. They have stated that playing against someone who is better, it just makes you better. If you are new, parentheses, learning to accept defeats. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing because I got demolished in King of Fighters 14. I DM'd one of the dudes or girls or whatever. I DM'd and I said, hey, how do I learn this character? Blah blah blah. How long did it take you to get good? And I got responses, and it was just amazing. And then at the end of the message, at the end of our conversation, the individual, said, "Good luck, have fun, and keep up the grind." That I was truly, and that's where I fell in love with the FGC, with veterans. Some veterans can be very disciplined. Some veterans can be very friendly. It really depends on the type of fighting game. It really does, or type of player, more so. Well, that can be debated. New tech / new gameplay can be discovered. So going back to the previous 2 slides, meta for the new game equals broken or not fun. And this is something that you can all see, right? You see something popular, you see something hot, it gets copycat. How many times, I cannot tell you, I have seen copycats of players online copying pro players done in a tournament. So it's a constant meta. No one is actually discovering or finding new tech or new gameplay. And when they do, they keep it to themselves. There's a specific community for that field. I'm not going to say it. They've been shit on. And they know how ruthless they are. I know Eris, avoiding the puddle, that dude, he made a joke, or he didn't make a joke, he made a video about it, or a conversation about how stupid it is to high tech, Tier lists don't matter. So this is going back again to the meta discussion, and as you can also see, meta is outdated. Tier lists and meta, they no longer exist. They just don't exist anymore. Obviously, you're gonna get players that are gonna say, Elena is weak, Elena's not that powerful defensively, blah 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 blah. You'll get players like that, but at the end of the day, when you're playing a fighting game with only veterans and 1% chance of a newbie, hell, it's gonna be fun. Normal, no. This is funny. No more gimmicks unless a newbie enters, and it's funny because I was a newbie in King of Fighters 14. I would Zarina. I'm getting PTSD flashbacks. I'm ashamed of myself. Let's move on. Fighting at a higher level can transfer over. So look down on the screen below. Look down at that Liu Kang. Who do you think of when you see Liu Kang? And if you are a Mortal Kombat competitive player who is active in the competitive scene, you know the answer to that question. And so that answers the bullet point, the second last bullet point. Fighting at a higher level can transfer over. Ninja Killer has been playing Mortal Kombat for so long. When he enters Mortal Kombat 11, he's already top 10 online leaderboard. And the last bullet point, skill plateau does not exist. This is really the greatest benefit that you can get playing a old fighting game, or playing a fighting game that's not alive, or the way I should put it is that you are essentially playing a fighting game that is dated. I think that is the greatest way to put it. And so in that sense, you will never ever reach a level where you feel, oh, I can't go anymore, because in that sense, there's so much more to explore. And so I'm giving all these benefits, right? I'm saying this is such an amazing way to get better, but is it? The greatest way to get better is to fight powerful opponents, but is it the perfect style of training? So this goes back all the way to what I discussed about in the beginning of this video, or in the beginning of these two slides. Is it really the perfect style of training? Well, yes. And I'm going to give a reference to CM Punk and what he said. And this is basically true for almost all sports. NHL, I think it's AHL hockey players have to play against NHL hockey players in practice. And I know high school students, or I know a few community colleges, basketball colleges, play against high school basketball colleges. So this is true in sports. And if it's true in sports, why can't it be true in fighting games? If you are a newbie, fighting someone 10 times more powerful can definitely help you get better. You will learn discipline and mature. You will learn reaction time, you will learn footsies, you will basically sharpen and hone everything there is in a fighting game. And I believe it is the perfect style of training. Now, compared to a game like Mortal Kombat 11, which is fresh and active right now, to some people, playing against bad players and then playing against great players is also another way. So essentially here, there is no perfect style of training. The ultimate goal is to fight someone better than you, someone 10 times better and powerful, someone who knows the game, someone who can just mop you, someone who isn't free. That is the perfect style of training. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the philosophy of the long after veteran. I am going back to Injustice 2 and it is so much fun. I'm running into a lot of Supergirl players. It's horrible. I don't like fighting Supergirl, but that is what you get when you fight the long after veterans. I am Fantalk. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you're new, subscribe for more video game content on the educational side. I am Fantalk, and I said that twice now. Brain fart. I'll see you all in the next video.